Well, yeah, I'm telling you, I'm just trying to sit back and look, and I've dealt with children, through the different ages of my children, and then now my children, the youngest one here on earth with me is now 18, and I've watched this, even the change from the two older that are now 29 and 28. Watching how kids were when they were growing up versus how the 20 and the 18-year-old grew up, and then the kids that I see now that I may be connected with through my nieces and nephews and that kind of thing. And I remember seeing it coaching youth sports, and I've never seen there was always maybe an odd kid here or there. There's a lot of odd kids now, and so we started thinking about. We talked about in the break a toxic cocktail. So first of all, you have a generation of children that we now know in this country that we are at 50-50. You are just as likely to grow up in a house with no father as to grow up in a house with a father, and in certain parts of our society, it's climbed as high as 80% that you don't have a father. Okay, but if you take the whole nation, no matter where everybody lives, and say it's half and half, meaning, so that's different. So we got a lot of fatherless homes. We have a mother that's doing the best that she can do. She's having to work her tail off because a lot of the dads don't support their kids. So now my kid, to keep them busy, has been given an iPad, a cell phone, a video game, and I've lost track of how long he or she's been dealing with it, especially the young males. And it's violence, it's blood, it's guts. I don't know what they're listening to, what they're watching. So you got that. Then we raise a generation of children with no fathers that are being babysitted by video games, TV, and whatever they can find on the internet. So then we say we also don't discipline them anymore. So now they've never been taught how to work through problems. So they have because they've never been allowed to fail. They've never been allowed to be corrected by anyone in authority because mommy or daddy, if he's around, come and save the day every time their kid gets in trouble. And it's never their kid's fault. So they've never had to problem solve. They've never had to work through any problems. And then when they start showing signs that they've had too much video game, too much TV, too much lack of male supervision, too much lack of discipline, then to solve that problem, what do? We put them on a drug.
Mm-hmm. Medicate them.
So then we medicate them. And I got news for you. We are creating a toxic cocktail. And it is comprehensive. I don't think it's one thing. No. I think it's a combination of things.
It builds.
Listen to what I just said, and that's normal. Yeah. There was a time if you heard something like that, but that doesn't happen much.
Yeah.
No, it happens a lot.
Then
now.
You throw in a little bullying or social media problems, and boy, it just amplifies.
Yeah, because I've never been taught how to persevere and overcome someone who's mean, and then you start thinking, well, in my false world. If I want to be the man, then I go kill everybody.
Well, you can,
and then
you
start
see,
thinking, well, I'll just do that in reality.
It's like the video
you
game.
Can
in
see,
the video game,
you're not in touch anymore.
Yeah, you can see in their mind-altering situation. Mm-hmm. If it's not prescription drugs, it's something we've decided to let everybody have legally now.
Right.
And then they start thinking, I'm not good at anything. I have no value. The only thing I'm good at is this video game shooting people. So you see how they tie problems to what they're good at, and you see how it comes all the way back around. And, I mean, we're not mental health experts, but I can see that tie-in easy.
Sure. It's a toxic cocktail. And so it's a different deal out there now. When we talk about darkness and evil and not able to cope.
That's why you never saw this years ago.